graduation. We ask that you please rise for the singing of the national anthem to be sung by our very own graduating senior, Ms. Asana Lipinski.
You may be seated. Thank you, Mrs. Lipinski. That was beautiful. Good evening, parents, guardians, families, and friends. But most of all, welcome graduates of 2023. Michigan International Prep School's Board of Education, staff, and students want to welcome you this evening to the 2023 graduation celebration. My name is Andrew Holbert, and I am honored to serve as the superintendent for MIPS. We all gather to celebrate these young adults and their hard work and dedication in improving themselves over the past years. Each one of our graduates has a unique narrative, a unique story that has led them to this point in their crucial life journey. Graduates, we want to celebrate each one of you and demonstrate how incredibly proud we are of every one of you. Tonight, we want to pause and reflect on your journey, to honor the tireless work, the determination, and the many victories that have earned you their place on the stage tonight. The late night problem solving, the endless video calls, the tutoring sessions, and the relentless drive to crank out those last few classes. There are a few students here tonight that have finished over 20 classes this year to earn their diploma. As a community and a village, we celebrate milestones because they give us a much-needed reference point along our journey. They allow us to stop and appreciate the progress we've made, the character that we've developed along the way. This, in turn, gives us the energy, the confidence we need to accomplish even greater milestones in years to come. You are growing up in a complex world, full of noise. Noise from social media, friends, family, internet influencers, cancel culture, political and social pressures. And there are probably days that you hope the noise would just turn off. But in today's environment, it's so hard to hide from the noise, and it seems no matter what, people are going to give you their opinion. You're going to hear a few tonight. I have a chance tonight to remind you that no matter what noise is coming in, you remain in control of the independence and freedom of your individual mind. But what you may not be aware of or have never thought about is the surroundings, including what you watch, listen to, and discuss with others, are what you're inputting into your mind. How you process that input will influence your output. How it makes you feel and possibly your behavioral tendencies. It's that old argument. When kids play first shooter games and violence games, do they tend to become immune to the meaning of death? Let me share with you a little story of a countryside farmer. In a quaint village nestled amidst the rolling hills, there lived an old farmer named Liam. Liam was known for his unwavering determination, long hours, and tireless work ethic. He tended to his crops with great care, ensuring that they thrived under the golden rays of the sun. One summer, Liam's grandson, Kyle, came to stay with him after some poor life choices in the city. Each day, Liam would rise before the sun and be out in his fields tending to the crops and livestock. As the days went by, Kyle became more involved in maintaining his duties on the farm. But many evenings in the summer, Liam would hike to the local stream for some trout fishing. For weeks, Liam begged his grandson to come, and about halfway through the summer, Kyle finally agreed. And as they were standing on the riverbank and the sun was setting, the two began to engage into a discussion that would change Kyle's outlook for life. Kyle asked his grandfather, "Why is it that everyone in town, at church, are always asking you for advice? What should they know? Why would they ask you?" When Kyle looked at his grandfather, he only saw an old farmer that worked a ton, fished a lot, and if he wasn't doing those, he had his head stuck in a book. His grandfather fit the stereotype of those old farmer hands of steel, those funny sunburns, and the classic overalls. But what really made an impression on Kyle was his grandfather's ability to calmly and strategically work through problems, situations that would send most people he knew into a fit of rage, a systemic meltdown, and become a carrier. Liam pondered the question, eyes fixed on the horizon. After a moment, he responded, "I truly believe the key lies in a person's wisdom, their discernment, and their overall pursuit of knowledge. A wise person has the ability to think critically, have a strong self-awareness, and the ability to see beyond the material world, to understand the interconnectedness of all things." Liam often told Kyle, if people have been on this earth for 6,000 years, there should be an answer to most problems already. So he decided that his job would be to learn and read as often as he could, to learn how others had solved problems throughout history. They do say history tends to repeat itself, so we should probably stop and learn from it. Liam continued to share with Kyle that as I try to eat healthy and stay healthy, I need to feed my mind and consume information that I thought would grow in my wisdom. You see, minds are like the farm fields of fertile soil. If we neglect them, then weeds of doubt and despair can take root. But if we nurture them with positive thoughts and self-care, we can cultivate a garden of strength and contentment. Most importantly, a strong mental well-being allows for early identification of those weeds and invasive, undesirable thoughts that can start to creep in. And so Liam explained to his grandson that wisdom comes from the continual search of knowledge and understanding. Your daily consumption of knowledge will strengthen your wisdom and, for some, develop your discernment. Your mind is intertwined with your environment. By nurturing our minds, we can weather life's storms and flourish amidst adversity. Like Liam, let us tend to the garden of our thoughts, cultivating resiliency and finding harmony within. The smallest flowers can weather any storm if it has a deep-rooted sense of inner strength. So tonight I'm going to give you 3 recommendations to begin to build your interpersonal wisdom. First, in all situations and all your relationships, seek to understand before action. Seek to understand the person, the position, and their why before you react or respond to them. You may have heard someone tell you that knowledge is power. You can learn from every person you meet and interact with, including your negative interactions. Though I have found that most negative experiences are the result of a lack of communication, a misunderstanding, or negative assumptions being made. In each situation, if you seek to understand that person, their position, and their why they made a specific choice or actions, you will have more empathy, compassion, and grace for others. In each situation, if you seek to understand the person, you will always remember their intent. I have tried to adopt a strategy for myself, though I continually keep failing. It is to assume positive intent at all times. Each one of us uses our own backgrounds and experiences to draw an immediate perception of every situation. Oftentimes, I find myself in conversations and hearing a description of a situation, which is really that person telling me their opinion of the story. Well, I tend to want to be a fixer. And in my younger years, I would find myself listening to their concern and making a rash decision of emotion. Not having all the knowledge led me to having a biased opinion that would typically lean to a negative assumption. So the majority of the time when I pause and I seek to understand all aspects and angles of each situation, each person's perspective and their why, and the intent of other people, there's always a clear rationale response that allows me to drive decisions not by emotion. Just remember, the art of civil conversation doesn't have to go extinct with the internet. Second addition to your wisdom quiver is what you put into your mind is actually what will likely come out. My grandfather always used to say, garbage in equals garbage out. Everyone knows that if you eat donuts for breakfast, burgers and fries for lunch, and fried chicken for dinner, you'll likely not feel very well. And if you keep doing it day after day, you might add a few extra pounds. The same goes for your mind. If you choose to spend the average 15 hours awake every day, gossiping, watching the negative news, playing first shooter games, scrolling social media, and being a troll, you might see a negative grouch come out of you. Thankfully, you can choose what you consume. I want to assure you that you do not need to be in college or pursuing a class to read, and read a lot. Every problem has a situation written in a book somewhere. The more you read, the more knowledge you will acquire and the wisdom you will develop. Heck, I didn't read my first optional book until I was almost 24. Now I can't put them down. I want to encourage you to read authors that think like you and authors that don't. Read books written years ago and reflect on how society has changed from then to now. I can assure you that the best debaters and the best thinkers know every angle of every argument. Third and final, I encourage you to pour out your love and positivity to the important people in your life. Over the years, there will be wins and there will be losses. Sometimes the input you need in your life is the return love from a close friend or family member that you have spent a lifetime loving. Your relationships matter. So take the time to input positivity into the people that mean the most to you. And when you are in a rainy season of life, know that the people close to you will be there to give you an umbrella. Therefore, if you seek to understand before acting, you consume as much knowledge as possible and pour your love and positivity into others, you will certainly navigate life with an advantage over others. Wisdom will continue to develop in your mind for your entire life. Keep feeding your mind and be a thinker. B.B. King once said, "The beautiful thing about learning is that no one can take it away from you." So take time to acquire new knowledge, nurture your mind, and enhance your wisdom. Congratulations on your successful completion of your high school diploma. And we are so proud of you, and we can't wait to watch you in life's pursuits.
Good evening, everyone. It's our pleasure to be here today with you and announce the winners of the Michigan International Prep School Scholarships. Our scholarship funds for these rewards come from directly generous donations of staff and partnering organizations. We received, as always, many quality candidates for this scholarship, and the process for selecting the winners was no easy task. The selection criteria included an essay submission, and our team of judges looked for candidates who exemplified character, drive, integrity, and resilience. These are all things we strive for at Michigan International Prep School. After careful consideration, it is my honor to announce the recipients of our scholarships today. They have gone above and beyond to excel in their studies, and we have no doubt that they will continue to contribute in their community in meaningful ways in the future. We are thrilled to recognize and reward these students for their hard work and dedication. So, on behalf of Michigan International Prep School Committee, Scholarship Committee, we congratulate the following students. So students, when we call your name, please come up. So I have the recipients of $250 scholarships are Asona Lupinski, Justin Cresswell. Justine. Nicole Chance. Cameron Reisnick. Brianna Laundry. We have one recipient for the $500 scholarship, and that is Matu Cummings. We have three recipients for the $750 scholarship: Mackenzie Kennett Umfeld, Hannah Herndon, and Aubrey Richter. And finally, the recipient for the $1,000 scholarship, Hayden Vunk. Let's give another round of applause. Well done. Next will be the introduction of student speaker, Amy Dunlop, Director of Family Engagement, Marketing, and Legislative Advocacy. Thank you.
It is my honor and privilege to introduce the class of 2023 student speaker. On day 3 of my own journey here at Michigan International Prep School, I was blessed to meet our student speaker. I quickly noticed the sincerity in which he spoke and the respect in which he has earned not only from his peers, but from the other staff as well. I've had the honor to hear Kofi speak as a guest on the Charter School Association's podcast and to use his voice to elevate the importance of virtual learning at our state capitol. In the short time I have known Kofi, I have quickly noticed what a natural leader he is and how loyal he is to those he cares about. As I was preparing for this introduction today, I asked Kofi for a few names of staff members who have positively impacted his journey here. I reached out to a few of those staff members and asked them for a few words about Kofi. Andre Johnson described that Kofi displays a combination of vision and discipline that are rare for anyone, let alone a young adult attempting to complete his high school education. He mentioned that instead of checking out during breaks, Kofi would spend it speaking with his friends and staff about his views on contemporary music and travel, while offering his own special commentary on current events, his plans for post-secondary education, and the type of impact he'd like to have in the future. Mentor Candace Hamilton described that she felt as if she had known Kofi for forever from the first time she met him, and noticed that he had charisma that was unmatched. She mentioned that he formed strong bonds. She mentioned that one of her favorite memories was when they had a Thanksgiving potluck at the Learning Lab, and they ran around the table and shared what they were thankful for. She said when it was Kofi's turn, they were all blown away with emotion as Kofi shared his life story with the group, and then proceeded to look around the room and thanked everyone in attendance who had helped him along the way. Candace shared how special it was when Kofi speaks from the heart because something magical happens. Kofi's work ethic speaks for itself, but it was mentioned how this year he came in with a drive that was stronger than ever and was determined to make it to this day. His drive and determination were higher, and he set his goals, and he never gave up. And here we stand today. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Kofi Aku to the stage.
I'm too humble to accept these compliments. I'm so sorry. Thank you very much. Good evening, student and staff of MIPS. I'm pleased to share the stage with the graduating class of 2023. And although I may not know all of you personally, I'm proud to say that like many others here, have been blessed with the opportunity to learn and cultivate our knowledge for the future ahead. The mentors of MIPS have been not only an amazing aid, but truly people I can call family. Although some were unable to make it for the journey, they've instilled lessons that we cannot forget. And their guidance has brought a part of serenity, and their dedication actively inspires the students that they have under their helm. I could not have made it here onto the stage without the passion of Candace Hamilton. I would not be able to believe within my own ability without the faith of Alexandria Harrison, and I would not have believed in myself without James Pack, who has been on my side since the very start of my journey here at MIPS. A mentor I see as a friend, and a friend I see as a brother. It's been a long time coming since I was searching for snacks at the Oak Park Lab, but I'm grateful to those that have been on my journey since I could walk, and during the hardest moments where I felt like I could not. They're still here with me, don't worry. To my mom, thanks for bringing me into this beautiful world and making the decision to put me in MIPS. Even in the days where we struggled together or simply tried to find a way out of nowhere, you told me every single day of my life to be the best at everything that I put my mind to. And I'll make sure to hold myself to it. To my eldest sister, Yoshiko, your unbridled optimism, despite being one of the most tired, overworked, and faith-driven people I know, will forever be a mystery to me. Your unwavering support from afar has given me enough willpower on how to become a true workaholic like you. And Mom, and thank you to my sister Yama. If I truly started, I wouldn't stop. She was the first one to hold me up. She taught me how to type, taught me how to tie my shoes, how to live life at a slower pace, and she is the one who never judged and always kept it real with me, despite how others felt. She's more stoic than she'd let anyone believe, but her silence taught me to pause, to collect myself, and to gather my thoughts before speaking. You are all everything that I could have asked for and more. I almost gave up due to the pressure, but thanks to those people, I was able to realize that everything that was in front of me. The lessons of life that many have ventured out to explore for countless years, and the ones that I will share with you so that you don't waste your time in all that searching. We are blessed to be alive in an age where creative expression, self-identity, and mental health are all discussed properly. I'd like everyone on this stage to understand that the only two certainties in life are our stories will ultimately finish, and that every day is simply another line within your own book that is never the same as the previous. But this is an end to a long chapter for many, and it is time to push ourselves towards a life and mode of expression that suits your true inner desires, and not defined by the rules and expectations of others. Keep your flame of individuality. Keep it warm, but remember to embrace the natural process of life through its hardships and gratification, which requires discipline and self-awareness. Our journey ahead will not be handling the problems, but instead how we react to them. The unfortunate yet truly exciting thing about your life is that it won't be a core curriculum. The entire place is an elective. So in the face of struggle, it is imperative to keep your sense of self and to know that you will find your own way out. But don't let the expectations you set upon yourself outreach your own limitations. We are all dreamers, and those dreams could fill an ocean. Those ideas can build ladders up to the stars, and those become tangible designs to stand on. It's been said that you can do anything when you put your mind to it, but I am also telling you to give 100% of yourself into everything that you do, just as our mentors have done for us. Remember to acknowledge those who have supported you at your lowest, those that have helped you the most, whether they are friend or family. I'd be a complete hypocrite if I didn't mention the Carter twins or the entirety of the Detroit lab. I digress. It's been a privilege to stand on this stage. It truly feels like the end to a harrowing chapter, and we'll set the stage ahead for a new one. Though, let's not waste any more time on the subtext, on what you should keep in mind for the future and celebrate what's coming. I wish a fond farewell to you all as we will all be moving on to the next chapter of our stories. Thank you very much.
It's my distinct honor to introduce our musical performance, which will include multicultural songs from members of our World of Music drumming class, as well as a guitar class and vocal class. They're performing under the direction of the Michigan International Prep School Arts Director, Christopher Carr.
Is called Funga Alafia. This is a welcome song. It would be sung to welcome people to a community celebration like we're having this evening. Funga Alafia. Our next song is called Harambe, which is Swahili for we all pull together. This concept of a number of people just coming together, putting great energy and effort into accomplishing a task, which makes me just think of this evening and how much effort was put into seeing our students come to this point in their lives of accomplishing this great accomplishment of graduation. And it took a family and mentors and teachers and support staff and so many people to come together in the spirit of Harambe. So here's our next song, Harambe.
Thank you, Mr. Card and students, for that beautiful performance. Today, we are honored to have with us the 17th president of Adrian College, Dr. Jeffrey R. Docking, as our commencement speaker. Dr. Docking began his work at Adrian College president in 2005 and has grown the school from 900 students at its start to over 1,850 today. During his leadership, Adrian College has experienced a five-fold increase in applications and invested significant revenue in the local community, including over $100 million in new on-campus construction, nearly 100 new jobs, increasing faculty positions from 63 to 93, and an increase of 650 first-year students each year. As a popular author, Dr. Docking wrote Crisis in Higher Education, a plan to save small liberal arts colleges in America. His work has been covered on television and in publications including the Chronicle of Higher Education, Fox News, the Wall Street Journal, USA News and World Report, America's Best Colleges, the Toledo Blade, and dozens of other national and regional publications. President Docking's most recent book, The College of the Future, Lowering Costs for Students by Fixing the Business Model of Higher Education, lays out a bold plan to help America's colleges flourish within our current challenging environment. This book was also selected by Amazon as a hot new release. Dr. Docking is a veteran speaker and leader in higher education circles, having served as chair of the Division III President's Council of the NCAA, the NCAA Board of Governors, and a member of the five-person NCAA Executive Committee. He has chaired the American Council on Education Fellows Board, the Michigan Colleges Alliance, the Michigan Independent Colleges and Universities, and the Tax Committee of the National Association of Independent Colleges and Universities. He has testified to the Education and Workforce Committee at the United States Congress and to various committees in the Michigan Legislature. President Docking consults widely with colleges and universities throughout the country on enrollment growth, strategic planning, and leveraging new academic and athletic programs to ensure financial stability at higher education institutions. Dr. Docking holds a PhD in ethics from Boston University and wrote his dissertation on the life and thinking of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He holds a Master's of Divinity degree from Garrett Seminary in Evanston, Illinois, and a Bachelor's of Arts degree from Michigan State University. Dr. Docking is married to Elizabeth Docking, and they have 4 children and 3 great-grandchildren. Please join me in welcoming the president of Adrian College, Dr. Jeffrey Docking, to the podium.
Well, I am honored to speak to you tonight, and I will tell you, I grew up in East Lansing, and I have never been in this venue before. This is absolutely gorgeous. I was stunned when I came in. That's right, let's give the venue a round of applause. Why not, right? What a jewel in the crown of Flint, Michigan. But I do want to begin by just thanking a few people who played a role in me being here tonight. Daimler, I got to start out with that speech. Fantastic, my man. Fantastic speech. Well done. With Superintendent Hulbert, Amy Dunlop, thank you for that nice introduction. Kara Livingston, the Community Engagement Coordinator, members of the school board, teachers, support personnel, maintenance and custodial workers, often unappreciated until we really need them, but boy, those folks deserve a round of applause as well. Let's give them a round. And of course, the mentors and the counselors on the hallway. Drew said, don't forget those folks too. So I thank you and bring you greetings from Adrian College. You know, a few years ago I read an article in a newspaper in which there was a poll conducted, and it asked folks all over the United States in business, who was the most successful CEO in business in the 20th century? The guy that had the corner office, or the woman in the corner office, who do you think was the best boss in the entire 20th century? And the overwhelming choice was a guy named Jack Welch. And for those of you that don't know him, students, he was the CEO of General Electric for 20 years. But what interested me in the article wasn't what he did as a successful CEO, it's what he did after he retired. Because after he retired, he went around to schools like MIPS. He went around to schools like Adrian College, and Michigan State, and Michigan, and Grand Valley, and all the high schools and colleges that we know. And he would deliver speeches, and after the speech, he would give students an opportunity to ask questions. And the article said the question that he got most often from high school students and college students was this: what do I have to do to be successful? What do I need to do in my life to be successful? Well, I want to talk to you about what I think you need to do to be successful. Things that I wish I knew at your age. Things that I learned the hard way. And fortunately, there's only 4 things that I want to tell you that I think that if you do them, students, you will be successful. The first comes from a class that I teach at Adrian College. Every other fall semester, I teach a course called Leadership. And in this leadership course, I bring in terrific leaders from politics. I've had the governor in. I've had educators, college presidents, and superintendents come in. I've had leaders from the church, leaders from business, leaders from law enforcement. And they all come and tell the students what they think they need to know to be successful. But the one that really grabbed me a couple of years ago was I asked Tom Izzo, the coach at Michigan State, would you teach my class? Would you come in and tell these students what they need to do to be successful? I said, you've been incredibly successful. You've won basketball games at all levels, Big Ten titles and national championship. You've sent dozens of students, student athletes to the NBA. And you've even had a big role in building the Breslin Center. So he came in and he talked to my class. He said yes. I couldn't believe it when he said yes. I was very happy. So he comes in and he talks to my class and he says, you know, I wasn't a great basketball player myself. He said, I'm not even a great X's and O's guy, which means I'm not a great game manager. There are better people that can make adjustments during the game, this is Tom Izzo, than I can. He said, I'm not even the best recruiter, I'm not the best looking guy, He said, I'm not the most charismatic guy. I don't come from great basketball roots. I don't come from a wealthy family. He said, I certainly don't come from one of the flashy areas of the United States, New York City or LA or Miami, San Francisco. He said, heck, I come from Iron Mountain, Michigan. He said, what separates me from the other people that allowed me to win so many games is hard work. He said, nobody, and I mean nobody, will outwork me. And students, there's no easy way to say it. Successful people work hard. And if you get your head around that, and you say, whatever I go into, you're a doctor, a lawyer, you're going to go into the trades or the skills, whatever, you say, I'm going to work hard, you will overachieve. And when you overachieve, you'll get promoted. You'll make more money. You'll earn the respect of others. And you'll give your boss more than he or she wants. And this also means you can never give up. Never say die. Be relentless with what you choose to go into. There are two things in your life, students, that you have total control over. Your attitude at work and how hard you work. No one's going to hand it to you. After you walk across this stage today, you're not a kid anymore, right? You're a young adult, going to places like Adrian College, I hope. That's the only commercial I'm going to throw out today, but I'd love to have all of you at my college. So grab hold of hard work. Relish it. There's dignity in hard work. You should be proud of hard work. Work hard. Others will notice. You'll be successful. The second story is drawn from something that happened 2 years ago on my campus. Several of us were sitting around and we said, what makes people happy? I mean, we all want to be happy, right? Happy's good. Happy's fun. Happy's happy. And so we were curious, why do some people that seemingly should not be happy? We have students that come to Adrian College that come often from nothing. We're 40% first generation. Mom and dad never got a college degree. You think, well, these folks, probably aren't all that happy. They come from tough roots, whatever. And they're happy as a lark. And then others come from areas where they have a lot of money, they have athletic ability, family, looks, cars, friends, vacations, big houses, girlfriends, boyfriends. And they seem unhappy. And so we started doing some research into this. And we actually taught a class in it. And what we learned is that the happiest people in the world are the most grateful people in the world. Gratitude, students, unlocks happiness. And when you're grateful for what you have, and Drew talked about some of this during his speech, you're magnetic. Others are attracted to you. You don't even know it. It's infectious to be around grateful people. It makes people want to support you. And what do I mean by gratitude? As your superintendent said earlier, certainly gratitude for the people that you love and that love you. But be grateful as well for your country. It is not perfect. We know that. But we live in a great country. The problem at the southern border right now isn't from people wanting to get out of America. It's from people wanting to come in to America. As was said during my introduction, I have 4 children. A couple years ago, before COVID, I took my kids over to Normandy, where students, there was a great battle of World War II fought. Over 2,000 Americans got killed. And as we walked down the rows of crosses and the Stars of David coming out of the ground for their graves, and I looked at all of these young people about your age who died in that battle, I was grateful. Because they died so that we can have this. And we should be grateful for that. And we should live our lives in gratitude. So stay out of the river of negativity in whatever you go into, and be grateful. The third quality that I think makes a successful person starts, or I learned about it from a boring meeting at Youngstown State University. I'm going to go back to the sports world. There was a guy named Jim Tressel in that meeting. And for those of you that don't know who Jim Tressel is, he was the coach of Ohio State, sorry if there's Wolverine folks in the room, who took Ohio State to the 2002 national championship. And Jim Tressel's sitting in this meeting, he's going, this is so boring. I used to be a football coach where all kinds of fun stuff was happening every day, and now I'm the president of Youngstown State University, and I'm bored. And he said, I'm going to think about something here. And this is a true story. He said, I've been coaching for 31 years, and only one team won the national championship. He said, all of those teams had great athletes. All of those teams had great facilities. All of those teams had a whole lot of money and support from the people of Ohio and across the United States. He said, what was different about that national championship team? And his answer, they were curious. They were curious young people. They were curious about how to get better, how to improve. They constantly came into his office, Coach, let's try this today. It's the same with the coaches would come in. Hey, I once did this, but let's try that. They were never satisfied, never done exploring. They always wanted to try new things. Some worked, some didn't. But I encourage you students to think of your own life in this way. How can I be better each day? As a student, as a person, as a son, as a daughter, as a friend. How can I be better? You don't want to be one of those people that peaks in high school. It's a sad thing. Greatest time of my life in high school. I hope next year and the year after and the year, just better and better. And that'll happen if you're curious about how to live a better life, be a better person, get out of the sea of sameness, and be curious. Curiosity is fun and interesting, so be curious. And then finally, name 3, there's one more. Final quality to successful people, as I have experienced it, is taken from a woman that I met a few years ago. She was quite elderly. And this is a woman who became the president of a major university in this country. And I said, how did you get to be so successful in your life? And she said, you know, I was a teenager in the 50s and the 60s. And I went up to my mom and dad and I said, you know, I want to go to college. And she said, my dad looked at me and he said, we're an uneducated family. Said, his dad said, my dad didn't even have a high school degree. So my mom got a high school degree later in a GED equivalency, but essentially, we didn't have an educated family. She said, we also don't have any money. The dad told her we don't have recognition. And he said, you're a woman. And this is the late 50s, and it's tough for a woman to make it. And then he thought for a minute, and he gave her advice. Advice that she took. He said, if you go to college, my only advice is this. Each time you get a new job, look around to that little task that nobody else wants to do, and do it. Somebody needs to stay late to lock up, be that person. Custodian didn't show up, bathroom needs cleaned, nobody wants to clean it. Someone needs to come in on Saturday, be that person. Even be a friend to that person that no one else wants to be a friend to. And if you do that, people will notice. You will be successful, but more importantly, you'll be a great person. This woman started working in the bookstore at this university her freshman year, and 30 years later, she rose up, taking that advice, always doing that thing nobody else wanted, to the president of the university. Now, what should you take from that story, students? I suggest what you should take from that story is humility. Humility is doing the little job no one else wants to do, grabbing the broom, befriending the person who nobody else will friend. Humility, I dare say, is not fashionable right now. You go into social networks, you go on TV, people telling you they're the greatest, they're the best. Best talk show host, best reality TV personality, the greatest, the best, almost superhuman. But showing off is unbecoming. It's off-putting, it's unattractive. It's what my friend says, inflicts punishment on the unsuspecting. But humility is attractive, and it's life-giving, and it makes people want to be with you. And it'll make you successful. Embrace humility. And if you do these things, you will be successful. You will be a person that others look up to. You will be a person that the boss can never fire because you're different and you've got character and you've got quality that others don't have. So be hardworking, be grateful, be curious, and be humble. I wish you students nothing but the very best. This is a big deal, what you're doing today. And you should be so proud that you've had the fortitude, the stick-to-itiveness to take the tests, the quizzes, write the papers, and live up to the measure of what these amazing teachers and administrators have set before you. Don't hesitate to ever write me an email if I can help you. jdocking@adrian.edu. And please know that everyone on this stage and all of these wonderful people that have devoted their lives to nurturing you and your mind during this incredibly important time stand with you every step of the way, okay? Congratulations.
Thank you so much. At this time, it's my honor to ask the Michigan International Prep School Board President, Ms. Carol Mitchell, to join me at the podium. At the same time, we would ask the other board members to stand. Ms. Mitchell, on behalf of the faculty and administration of Michigan International Prep School, it is with great pleasure that I present the class of 2023 to the Board of Education, and in so doing, certify that each member has met the requirements for a diploma and is entitled to all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto.
By the authority of the state of Michigan vested in the Board of Education and by them delegated to me as president, I hereby confer upon you the diploma of Michigan International Prep School. Congratulations, graduates.
At this time, I ask that the board president, please, Ms. Mitchell, please take your spot in the receiving line. Ms. Livingston, please prepare the graduates for the presentation of the diplomas. And Mr. Pellis, please come forward to present the graduates.
Daimler Kofi Aku, Detroit. Lydia Barron, Grand Rapids. Melvin Beller, Westland. Brooke Bennett, Hincani. Nicholas Bennett, Hincani. Gregoriana Bird, Saginaw. Emily Cash, Vanderbilt. Nicole Chance, Ypsilanti. Justine Cresswell, Birmingham. Skylar Cronkwright, Saginaw. Matu Cummins, Port Huron. Emma Curry, St. John's. Amelia Dean, Muskegon. Emily Dean, Muskegon. Caitlin Diaz, Auburn Hills. Nico Girari, Pinckney. Maya Griffith, Southfield. Belinda Gutierrez, Taylor. Juan Gutierrez, Lansing. Ariana Hellengren, Lansing. Madison Harris, Detroit. Delaney Hakinen, Royal Oak. Hannah Herndon, Sandusky. Danae Brianne Hill, Canton. Jasmine Hill, East Lansing. Mitchell Ketterer, Shelby Township. Katie Clark, Saginaw. Brianna Landry, Mount Morris. Adam Lanzi, Lexington. Ethan Loud, St. John's. Asana Lipinski, Rock. Faris Mahmoud Mohammed, East Lansing. Lydia Malinowski, Commerce. Alicia McRae. Serena Minky, Howard. Ava Mendoza, Saginaw. Cassidy Moore, Petoskey. Audrey Miles, Inkster. Jesse Oliver, Livonia. Isaiah Parsons, Birch Run. Summer Peruski, Chesterfield. Jack Maxwell Reuter, Milford. Liberty Romaine, Davison. Aubrey Richter, Shelby Township. Megan Ross Lyles, Westland. Zayamara Roy, Bad Axe. Cameron Rizek, Sterling Heights. Alyssa Faith Saylor, St. John's. Nicholas Skittenhelm, Jackson. Jaden Shaver, Midland. Claire Simon, Pinckney. Tyler Schmidt, Roseal. Haley Stelzner, Detroit. Khalees Stevens, Harrison Township. Caitlin Tom, Macomb. Adrian Waldron Farah, Lansing. Brianna Valcor, Sandusky. Karsten Wallace, Saginaw. Marley Wallace, Inkster. Madison Ward, Detroit. Jesse Warren, Midland. Jayla Winfield, Macomb. Naomi Yeager, Highland Park. Ivana Yates, Clinton.
Graduating class of 2023, we are so proud of you, to the point where I've been smiling so hard for the last hour that my face hurts. At this time, by far my favorite time. Will the graduating class of 2023 please rise? Signify your graduation. Please move your tassels from the right to the left. Members of the class of 2023, I welcome you as alumni of Michigan International Prep School. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pride that I introduce to you the newest alumni of Michigan International Prep School, the class of 2023.